This week's GTA Online update is a really strong week for solo grinders, especially if you're looking for a business that can keep making you money in the background while you mix in other content, both online and even while you're offline. The big focus this week is on fast, repeatable payouts and semi-passive income, with several bonuses that reward players with both active grinding as well as players who like to build fast and efficient business rotations over their longer gameplay sessions. We have some easy warm-up activities here, a nice weekly challenge tied to some race content, as well as one business in particular that can quietly stack up serious money in this game if you set it up correctly. So in this weekly update money guide, we're going to break down what's actually worth your time playing this week, how to maximize these bonuses, the smartest ways and methods to keep money flowing into your bank account, whether you're just hopping on for a quick gameplay session or even grinding GTA 5 online for hours. So welcome back and let's get started. Before we get started on talking about the specific bonuses that I want to focus in on, let's just overview everything so you kind of have an idea of what to expect. We have quadruple money, so 4 times money in RP on all land races this week. We have triple money and triple RP on the HSW time trials if you guys are playing on enhanced. We have triple money and triple RP on the Simian contact missions, so it's probably going to be premium deluxe repo work plus the normal Simian contact missions. You should probably just focus on the premium deluxe repo work. Because those pay out more compared to the normal Simian contact missions. It's not all contact missions, it's just for Simian. We also have double money and double RP on the tow truck services, as well as double money and double RP on the community race series. Double money on the salvage yard daily income, which is going to increase, like, let's say if you have the maximum tow truck meter, you're keeping up with your tow truck jobs at least once every single, hour to 2 hours. Instead of $24,000 every in-game day, you're making $48,000. And then the salvage yard claimable vehicle this week, well, I guess not just the claimable vehicle, but the actual vehicle robberies themselves are double money when you sell to the docks. Plus, if for some reason you decide to salvage the vehicles, I don't know why anyone would, it's always a waste, but if you decide to salvage, that's also double money as well. Now, in addition to that, this week's weekly challenge is pretty simple, and you can make $100,000 for doing so. Just win 2 races, you'll get the Dark Mana racing suit, which is kind of an exclusive limited time racing suit. We've seen it a few times, it's not super rare anymore, but it is nice to get, as well as $100,000. Before you even start taking advantage of this week's double money bonuses, you need to own a salvage yard. They are 40% off this week, along with the upgrades and modifications. So definitely jump right in. This is a very expensive business to be getting into, just like the bail offices. That's also a very expensive business. I mean, look at some of these prices. Actually, that's the one I own. You can't see the prices. Even the cheaper ones are super, multi-million dollar expensive. The salvage yards are also pretty expensive, even on discount, but at 40%, they are worth it. Now, before I say anything else about the salvage yard, location matters. If you're buying a salvage yard for the first time, the best pick, in my opinion, is going to be the Strawberry location. It's easily the most central on the map. I mean, all these are nice in the city compared to getting the one in Sandy Shores. Definitely don't get this one. Don't get Paleto Bay, even if you are saving a lot of money. They are just absolutely not worth it. My favorite is probably Strawberry. Second favorite is Murrieta Heights, especially if you have your businesses on the east side of the map. Go for Murrieta Heights. But all of mine are in downtown Vinewood, so I go with the Strawberry location. Now, the other good thing about this is it sits right next to your other major businesses, like if you have your auto shop down in Strawberry or your hands-on car wash. So that creates one of the best business triangles in GTA Online. This is going to cut down on your travel time between activities, and it makes managing multiple businesses throughout a session way more efficient, especially during bonus weeks like this, where every single minute you're playing counts. And if you want to make some serious money from the salvage yard this week, there are 2 upgrades that I consider absolutely mandatory. The tow truck for number 1, as well as the staff upgrade. Now, the tow truck itself is going to unlock your tow truck missions, which are one of the biggest money makers in the business, especially with the bonus payouts this week. The staff upgrade is equally as important here, and also the wall safe. You may not think that the wall safe is important, but you definitely should get it. You still have a wall safe if you don't buy the wall safe upgrade. You just get less capacity. It's $100,000. If you buy the wall safe upgrade for your salvage yard, it goes up to $250,000. So less babysitting. If you're on enhanced, then you have GTA Plus. You can just collect through the Vinewood Club app, right? So it's not that big of a deal because, or is it your interaction menu? I forget. Either way, because I don't have GTA Plus. I don't buy it. But anyways, as a non-subscriber of GTA Plus, I'm just not familiar if it's through the interaction menu, through the Vinewood Club app, through your phone, whatever the case is. So if you want to do less babysitting with the wall safe, get the wall safe upgrade. I mean, I would recommend it. I also recommend the trade rates anyway, even if it's not mandatory. but it is what it is. The two mandatory ones are tow trucks for sure, and then also the staff. Now, the staff upgrade is just as important because what that's going to do is cut the vehicle processing time from the tow truck missions themselves in half, from 96 minutes down to just 48 minutes. That means you're cycling cars faster, getting paid faster, and effectively doubling your passive income potential with the salvage yard. So whether you buy the cheap beater tow truck or the normal one, it actually doesn't matter. They both go the same speed. They have the same performance. It's just cosmetic. Do you want the trash, crapped out tow truck beater, or do you want the nice one? Are you running a nice business? Are you running like super realistic roleplay business? Doesn't really matter too much for profits at all, but having both of these upgrades, the tow truck and the staff at the minimum, plus the wall safe if you want, these are, I would say, non-negotiable for sure. This week, the tow truck service is where the salvage yard income really shines. Every single vehicle that you tow back to your salvage yard normally pays out around $30,000 to $40,000 once it's processed by your staff. But with double money, you're looking at roughly $60,000 to $80,000 per vehicle. Since your salvage yard can process 2 cars at once, that's potentially up to $160,000 in vehicle payouts alone every single cycle. And because processed vehicles continue while you're offline, this does become one of the best semi-passive businesses in the game this week for solo players who don't want to grind non-stop. Just log into the game, get 2 missions done in under 10 minutes, normally 6, 7, 8 minutes right there. Log off. When you log back in, you'll have that money. A lot of players still don't realize that the salvage yard has its own hidden popularity system, sort of like the nightclub, just functioning slightly different, or like its true actual functionality is basically the same, but it's just a little bit different than the nightclub because it's not a nightclub. Every tow mission that you complete boosts this hidden popularity with the salvage yard, which increases the money that your wall safe in the salvage yard generates over time. So at max popularity, your safe normally caps out at $24,000 every in-game day. But with double money this week, you're now making up to $48,000 every 48 real-life minutes or 1 in-game day. The best part is that once you hit this max popularity, all you have to do is occasional maintenance tow truck jobs to keep it there, giving you another easy passive income stream on top of all your vehicle payouts that you're getting and the tow truck jobs, the actual payments for the tow truck jobs, etc., which we will be talking about. But here you can see I have not been keeping up to date and keeping up maintenance-wise with my wall safe, with the tow truck jobs this week, etc. So my wall safe value has fallen down. I'm not getting that max $24,000 or $48,000, but while I'm making this video, I'm boosting it back up. So I just collected a little bit of money. We have 2 of these cooking right here, about to be salvaged. I'll be making double money for both of these cars, and I'll also start to get double money in my wall safe. So let's talk about that next segment, which is the tow truck jobs themselves. So hopefully you can see here, if you combine the double tow truck payouts with the double money salvage yard safe income, this business becomes absurdly profitable this week. The best strategy is just simple right here. As soon as you log into the game at the start of your session, tow 2 cars, let your staff process them, collect your safe income, tow 2 more vehicle cargos, or excuse me, not vehicle cargos. I'm a little bit tired here. I actually was up all night and I'm just waking up here for the day. My schedule is beyond messed up, but tow 2 more vehicles before you log off. I would keep up with those every single 48 minutes. If you want to push it to 2 hours, you can. That way you could still keep up with the max salvage yard wall safe income, but I like to rotate these every single hour anyway. I like doing the 2 tow truck jobs. Your staff is going to continue to salvage cars even while you're offline, so you'll often log in or log back into another, $120,000 to $160,000 waiting for you right there. And between the safe income and your processed vehicles, it is very realistic here to make around $200,000 or more per hour from just less than 10 minutes of work keeping up with your salvage yard. That's awesome. This week as well, vehicle robberies are also paying out double money and double RP. This is I think just double money. Yeah, sorry. It's the vehicle robberies that you sell or salvage. You don't make RP or double RP for like finishing the actual mini heist you're doing. This is the first time ever that we've seen these doubled. I've always wanted to get these doubled for a weekly update. Did we ever see a 1.5x bonus for these? I'm not too sure, but double money is the first time ever for this. Normally, low-end vehicles sell for about $250,000, mid-tier vehicles at about $330,000 to $340,000, and top-end vehicles just give or take, just under or sometimes just over $400,000. So with double money active, these payouts are significantly boosted. I'm going to mute this because I can hear my salvage yard TV in the background. What this means is clearing all 3 weekly robberies can net you several $1 million. I mean, this is about $2 million right here, which is just awesome. Depending on the lineup, right here, this is $1.2 million, and then close it out. Yeah, $2 million right there. My biggest advice for these remains the same. Always sell the stolen vehicles instead of salvaging them. Selling takes almost no extra effort. You just drive the vehicle to the docks, don't crash, you get the full payout. Can be done in invite-only sessions, consistently pays far more. There's no reason to salvage. I don't know why anyone would. The other small thing is the Invitero Coquette is this week's claimable vehicle at the salvage yard. It comes with the LS Pounders Vanity license plate. Personally, I already have 2 Invitero Coquette D10s. I don't really care about those exclusive license plates that much because on other claimable vehicles, I already have them. I don't need it on this car. You know, it's not something I feel like I'm going to miss out on, but I do want $800,000 for selling that vehicle to the docks, so that is what I'm going to do. We're not going to play through the robbery in this video. I want to make a separate video on this claimable car and give you guys a tutorial of this, because when it comes to these salvage yard vehicles, this Karen Previn is featured in the Duggan robbery, this Vapid Dominator GT is featured in the Gangbanger robbery, and then this Invitero Coquette D10 claimable car is in the Podium robbery, and you could definitely speedrun that in just under a half hour if you hit all the main content beats. You're very fast and efficient with it, etc. My salvage bays are empty, so let's rip a tow truck job and get this double money and double RP. So here we go. We have the Penumbra's location. We got to travel. This one actually could be finicky. Oh, never mind. Okay. Sometimes when, at least if you have the Strawberry salvage yard location and they want you to take the highway, sometimes it takes you to an alleyway just off the highway to the north, and like technically it's not the faster route, or it's not even a good route to take, just following the waypoint, because you'll have to loop back around off of a different exit. You can't just like get to the location of the vehicle, but that's not the current one for this opportunity, for this, where this Penumbra is located. So either way, I mean, we're gonna rip it over here. Usually I would say my tolerance for vehicle tow truck jobs is probably about, well, it's usually 1.5 miles, 2 miles for me, I would say. I will go further as long as it's on the east side highway of the map and it goes to that like gas station convenience store area. If I do have a car that's up there, I will still take my tow truck over and collect it. If I have to go up north, like up into the hills, I don't bother, because that's just too far. So I would say my threshold for where, you know, if I get a tow truck job and it's too far, about 1.5 miles to 2 miles, depending on the actual physical location of the vehicle itself. And if it's too far, I'm just going to load into a new invite-only session. You know, I'll have that small cooldown, the timer will reset eventually, and then I'll go and collect the vehicle, the new one. So we have this one right here. Let's go and collect it. Let me just pull up right beside it right there, hook it up. And for a vehicle like the Penumbra, I typically try and leave, you know, it in its lowest position to tow. Some vehicles are kind of finicky. You do want to lift up the vehicle to tow it back to the salvage yard that you own. Sometimes you want to leave the cars, you know, sort of level on the ground, or as low to level as you can, just because of the fact that like some have better traction. Others will just like spin all over the place if they're just on their, you know, 2 front wheels or 2 rear wheels. I don't know which vehicles it is. There's one truck, I forget which one it is. It's kind of like a lifted truck. It always gives me trouble either way. That's kind of one you just like can't avoid. But we've only been on this for about 2 minutes here, and we're just gonna rip it back to the salvage yard. And then, you know, once we add this vehicle to our salvage yard and it gets salvaged, if you have your staff, they can actually reduce the time that it takes to salvage the vehicle, so you can get paid sooner. You can do more tow truck jobs, you know, every single hourly rotation of content that you may have. And it's just nice because the salvage yard upgrades are on 40% off this week. So that's a big one. The salvage yard itself is 40% off. Am I going to get caught by the police here? Yep, of course. Okay, so in a situation like this, I completely failed, right? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Okay, we're really messing this one up here. You know what I need to do? Well, that car is going to reset itself. This is probably a good time for me to demonstrate how to lose the wanted level if you have the cops on you like I do, and you just don't want to deal with actually losing them physically by staying out of line of sight and stuff like that. I kind of forgot to explain this earlier, and typically when I've done videos of this, I haven't run into this problem, but here we are. And so I'm just going to loop back around closer to my vehicle so I can park this closer to it. But you want to get out of line of sight with the police like I am now. You don't need to spend the time actually losing the wanted level. But what I'm going to do is get out of my vehicle, get out of the tow truck, make sure you stay out of line of sight of the cops, throw a sticky bomb, blow yourself up. What you'll do is obviously you'll blow yourself up, you will eliminate your character, but that way you lose your wanted level, you'll spawn nearby with the tow truck, and the vehicle's over there too. Obviously just don't throw your sticky bomb or your grenade or whatever next to the vehicle that you're trying to tow, next to your tow truck, nothing like that. But, you know, because obviously you don't want to blow it up. But this is a decent way. Like, let's say if you do get that 2-star wanted level, you shoot at the cops sometimes and you're like, oh, I need to lose my wanted level. That is a nice little trick to get rid of it. This is probably the slowest tow truck mission that I've done in months here. So this is probably the worst demonstration of, like, how to do this fast and efficiently. But I just kind of want to show you the start to finish process. And you know what? When things go a little bit wrong in these types of videos, it's not too bad. Because at least that way I can show you kind of, you know, the reality. Every once in a while, you're going to get the cops on you, or you're going to get bad guys following you, targets you got to eliminate, etc. So now that we're winding up back here at our salvage yard, let's bring this vehicle in. And that is one of 2 salvage bays that we're going to fill up right here. So we could probably do another if we so please. There we go. Tow truck service, my Batsu Penumbra has been recovered. You'll see it here. Eventually it'll get, you know, completely scrapped for parts. We have a small cooldown here before we could start another tow truck mission, but I would like to do another. And just 2 minutes later, we have our next tow truck job that we have available to launch. So I'm going to just go ahead and rip this right away. I probably won't showcase the whole start to finish, but I just want to fill up my salvage yard with this vehicle, bring this next one back. That way I always have 2 vehicles being salvaged back to back. 2 minutes as a cooldown, I mean, that is just enough time for you to go out and do something else if you so please, like a payphone hit or something like that, rather than just waiting for 2 minutes, because the 2 minutes on its own is not terrible, right? But if you think about how many tow truck jobs you're going to want to do this week, that does add up to many minutes of just stagnant sitting there, not doing any activity, not earning money. So even if, you know, you don't want to spend extra time doing other content, you just want to focus on the tow truck jobs, maybe get just something fast done in between. A security contract, a payphone hit. Those only take you 3 to 5 minutes anyway. And so that's a little bit more than 2 minutes, but still, it's nice to just do that in between, because at least you're going to use up that 2 minutes that you would otherwise just be sitting there making some extra money. I'm a little bit far from this one. I forgot to look up the location. Yeah, we are going into the hills for this one, unfortunately. I literally just said I don't like doing these, but here we are doing it. And this is that truck I was talking about, actually. The one that always gives you trouble, no matter if you try and keep all 4 wheels on the ground or not, or all 4 tires. I mean, this one, I don't even think you... Actually, yeah, this one just, since it's lifted, it could just stay. But even if you try and lift it up, okay, that's the issue. If you try and lift it up, you're just increasing the travel of the suspension. You're barely lifting it up off the ground. And that's why this thing hates being on 2 tires. So, there we go. This one's going to be kind of a pain in the butt to get back, but... It is what it is. What vehicle is this? It's the Rusty Rebel. That is what it is. Okay. And see, look, it's already causing me problems. This one took me a little bit longer than I'd like. It took us about 5 minutes, and it is what it is. I mean, this was a bad location for the vehicle, and the vehicle itself is pretty bad. This is my least favorite vehicle to tow back, so longer than normal. I wouldn't normally want the mission to take this long, but it is what it is. Oh, hi, my cat Junebug just joined me on the desk. Hello, honey. Anyways, so we just brought back our second tow vehicle. Both of these normally between $30,000 and $40,000. This week you're making between $40,000 and $80,000 for these tow truck jobs, which is just awesome right there. That's really good money. I think with all that said and out of the way, we are going to wrap up everything right here. I do want to talk to you guys more about the Simeon contact mission bonuses being on triple money and triple RP, and of course, you know, the vehicle robbery targets when you sell them to the docks being double money, as well as the claimable vehicle itself. I want to do a video on the claimable vehicle plus the Simeon contact mission bonuses, and then maybe introduce or talk about and showcase just a standard vehicle robbery, you know, sale once I do the robbery itself for the double money. 2 separate videos on those topics later this weekend. Let me know if you guys want to see that. I have other big guides coming out, so, you know, it kind of is just a case of if you really want to see that stuff, I'll do a video of it. Otherwise, I figured I'd just mention it in this video because, honestly, the salvage yard bonuses themselves with the wall safe and the tow truck jobs are probably the more important things that players want to be focusing on. But anyways, we're going to wrap things up right here. You can see the penumbra just popped up, $77,000 right there, which is just absolutely amazing. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like if you guys did want to enjoy today's video. Consider subscribing to my YouTube channel if you are new and you want to stay up to date with more GTA 5 online content just like this. Check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, specifically twitch.tv/hazardoushtv for more GTA online money grinding live streams. It is the GTA 6 waiting room over on there. And yeah, have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys later. Adios, amigos.